this Grimes DJ set
Right.
at Coachella. This was fast last night, and then most things I was finding were people who were doing additional commentary on it, and that was annoying me. So I just kind of wanted to I wanted a too long didn't read version, and boy was that embarrassing, right?
Isn't that weird?
Barry, did you see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Just the way she reacted. I'm not going to pretend at all to understand how that spinning records and DJ sets go, but in traditional music world, and reset this a little bit more in just 2 seconds, but in a traditional music world, when you're playing and something doesn't go right, you don't talk to the audience about it. You work feverishly to fix it. And if it can't be fixed immediately, then maybe an announcement needs to be made, but that's often not going to be by you. It's going to be by somebody of a stage manager or somebody else within that infrastructure. Because it's just like if you're doing a show like that, you don't dwell on your mistakes, just skip by them and move along and power your way through it. And she did the opposite of all those things. And was getting frustrated and yelling and hooting, and maybe if you can throw a link or just something to show her on the stage, Taco and post or whatever.
This is very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but everything has been put to a double tempo, so I'm doing a lot of internal math in my mind to make the tracks go together, and I'm having to... It's hard to explain.
It was the example of how you do not handle when everything is haywire, malfunctioning.
Yeah. And so, to try to, it's fascinating because I remember seeing it earlier in the week. So you're right, Brian. I mean, things happen. A PA goes out, the electricity goes out, somebody kicks a chord and suddenly you can't hear. I remember Adele a couple of years ago, the sound went out. And she had her inner ears and didn't know, and she's singing. I remember that. Things
happens all the time, actually.
Exactly. And in this case, what happened? And the poor guy who she threw under the bus. I can't imagine if he or she has a job. What happened was she's a DJ, and as she said, she typically does everything herself. She puts the files. That's what she said. Put the files together herself. She relied on somebody else, and they got out of order.
And double sped, right? Like that it was up double speed on the playback.
Right. So it was basically we've all done that with computers, where you've written something and you can't find it. But that just is so weird to me to think of as a musical artist being flummoxed by computer files, number one, and then she, like you said, just melted down.
She looked and sounded ridiculous, and I feel, and to a certain degree, I feel for her, and clearly she's young, and her maturity level isn't. If it was 10, 15 years later, she might handle it differently. But this is, you could use the old sports cliched, sports talk conversation. Are golfers athletes? Are bowlers athletes? Are DJs musicians? Call now. What do you think?
Yeah, I had all those thoughts too. Yeah, your files got out of order, but
because the guitar player who does have a guitar tech, right? The drummer does have a drummer tech. Everybody's got somebody on the bigger levels that can help you in the moment, before the moment, after the moment. Just like a pit car in pit crew in a NASCAR race. So you do get help, but a guitar player doesn't stop and say, I don't know why my amp's not working.
Yeah.
I'm strumming the guitar.
Who put these strings out of order?
I wrote this song and it's not working the way that I wrote it. And so I flippantly ask that. It does bring a little bit of a question. How much of this is pushing a button and then maybe a little bit of something you can do that I can't?
Yeah, I agree. It was an interesting story.
Bad. It looked really bad.
Yeah.